Thoughts on the thumbnail and title. The only vanilla texture pack you need. I thought the title was awesome. Let me take a look at that thumbnail. The thumbnail, as far as clarity, is great, but think about the pain point that annoys people the most. Is it that the UI isn't transparent? Well, now you have a transparent UI. That's what I would feature on the thumbnail, because people were like, oh my God, I gotta get that. Just use the screen cap of it. Something like this. And then I saw another one. It was like the menu. No, not the menu, because there's too much text. So I would pick the other one. Let me take this thumbnail to ChatGPT. Just paste it in. Please remove the UI completely and brighten the image. And so I'll have a version of it where it's without the UI, and then I will be able to control it separately. And so I will blur it, maybe I'll brighten it more, maybe I'll sharpen it, we'll see what it looks like. No, that it put you floating there. No, he's not actually there. It thought you were. Okay, that's all right. I can just go ahead and remove you. And then there's a little remove button for this task. Then I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT and see if it'll generate me the UI transparent. What I'll do is start a totally new chat just to be safe. Copy that again. Please remove the background completely, leaving the UI by itself, transparent, PNG. I thought this is probably a good idea to show you guys these little hacks that you can use AI to explore. Every now and then I'll just think, man, I would love to be able to separate that background so I had control over it. And you can. You just ask, hey, ChatGPT, can you separate this background? Give me the background only. It's just that simple. You just gotta try to remember that it can do that stuff. Holy shit, it worked. So now we have the two separate things. That's basically what we were trying to do. It's your image. It's just ChatGPT did a lot of work to separate them. And so now I will blur it myself, but I like that it's that bright. And so let's just go with like 4 maybe. Let's see how that looks. All right, so it's getting lost in the background. Let me experiment here. So if we darken it, you can kind of see it a little bit more. See, that was the problem before. Instead, let's add an outer glow to it and see if we can make it pop off. It needs to be, yeah, that's not bad. It needs to make it seem like there's no outer glow at all, but that little area is bright enough to where you pop off. Okay, we'll try that first. And then I just want to try something else. So we will select this little area here. So we want to blur that just a bit more, and then we're going to make it brighter. We're going to end up with a iPhone glass looking thing. Damn. It kind of looks cool. It gets the idea across a little bit what I'm trying to convey to you. And then of course we add the text, which we have a blue sky. So what I would do here, you could either make it smaller or you could lower it. I'm choosing to lower it just to give you the idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. And then from there you can do whatever you want. What I'll do here is just extend the top. The reason I wanted to focus on the blue is because the text. So the text will be yellow because yellow really, really pops off blue. We'll take a look at that, see what it looks like first, and then I'm going to move on. And just, I would try it. I mean, this is like not necessarily better than yours for your TAM. I just don't know. Like, this is what I would have tried first. Transparent UI or UI. Something like this. I don't know the Minecraft bullshit well enough. And then you can choose whatever font you'd like. I just recommend not doing cursive. FFF. Nope. FFF000. Then... Damn, because the clouds are back there, it's a little difficult. All right, it's not super blue, but it's bluish. Bluish. It keeps making it go off screen. I just don't even think about it. I like the lines around it because it matches your UI. And so then we'd throw in an arrow and that's it. That's something I would try. And I would experiment with darkening the background just a little bit. I can go ahead and do that now. Yeah, so it does pop a lot more. Of course, you gotta make this pop as well because we added that. But yeah, man, that looks really good. And so we just add the arrow and that's something that I would try. It's a little messy. I would take a little more time on it, but for the example, you can at least understand what I'm going for that everybody uses. Something like this. You can use red if you want, maybe a little bit bigger. When it gets cartoony, you could use white as an outline if you want, or you could use black as an outline, whatever feels better. Throw a little drop shadow under it, make it pop. Once you pop, you just can't stop. And then, yep, cool. Yeah, something like that. I think that that's pretty cool. Transparent UI. My only concern now is I don't really like the glow on the outside, and so I would probably mask that out just to see what it looked like if it was a little sharper on the edges. So, like so. There. Yeah, that actually does look a lot better. And then I'd still experiment with blurring it more just to see if it feels better. Holy shit, it does. It looks really cool. And so I would try things like that. Maybe it feels better if it's darker or more. Nope. The lighter feels better. I think that this is a solid thumbnail. Like I said, don't know if it's better for your market, but it's very, very cool. So I'm going to save it and you can have it if you want. Moving on to the next person. It is nerdy work. Nerdy work. Nerdy work. Let me see that nerdy work.